is all set to ban Muslim abayas, a full-length, loose-fitting robe worn by some Muslim women. This is going to be banned in state schools ahead of the upcoming school season. The French Education Minister Gabriel Attal said in an interview that he would ban Muslim schoolgirls from wearing the abaya in classrooms. He argued that the government violates France's strict secular laws in education. France has enforced a strict ban on religious signs in state schools as 19th century laws removed any traditional Catholic influence from public education. However, the country has struggled to update guidelines to deal with its Muslim minority. The education minister said, "I have decided that the abaya can no longer be worn in schools. When you walk into a classroom, you should not be able to identify the pupil's religion just by looking at them." Abaya is a long, baggy garment worn to comply with Islamic beliefs on modest dress. The education minister said he will give clear rules at the national level to school heads just as they return to classes nationwide from the 4th of September. Attal went on to say secularism means the freedom to emancipate oneself through school. He described abaya as a religious gesture aimed at testing the resistance of the republic towards the secular sanctuary that schools must constitute. Now, according to media reports in France, there have been tensions within schools over abayas between teachers and parents. Wearing of signs or outfits by which students ostensibly show a religious affiliation in schools was banned by law in France all the way back in 2004. This includes large crosses, Jewish kippas and Islamic headscarves. Reports say the CFCM, a national body encompassing many Muslim associations, has objected to this decision and argued that items of clothing alone are not a religious sign. France, known for implementing a strict prohibition on religious symbols within state schools and government buildings, has encountered multiple challenges in modernizing its directives to address the country's expanding Muslim minority. While right-wing politicians say we called for a ban on abayas in our schools many times, left-wing politicians have criticized the government's move, saying it amounts to policing of clothing, it is unconstitutional and against the founding principles of France's secular values. Some have even said the ban is symptomatic of the government's obsessive rejection of Muslims.
We know that our school is constantly being tested. In recent months, as we know, there has been a considerable increase in attacks on secularism, particularly with the wearing of religious dress such as abayas or kameez, which have appeared or in some cases taken root in certain schools. The firmness of the response in schools is being put to the test by these new phenomena. In the face of occasional blows, attacks and attempts at destabilization, we must and will stand united. Standing together means being clear and have occasion to say it. The abaya has no place in our schools and neither do religious symbols.